Who is Charles Darwin? He was an English naturalist who studied variations in plants, animals, and even fossils. He was famous for his theory of evolution, suggesting that the organisms that survive are those that adapt best to the environment. What did Darwin notice? In September 1835, he visited the Galapagos Island, a chain of islands in the eastern Pacific Ocean. There, he made detailed notes and observations on plants and animals. Some of his observations include: first point, there was variation between members of the same species. Second point, some members of a species were better suited to the environment than others. What did Darwin notice? Among his best known animal specimens are the finches. He observed different types of finches with each island hosting a distinct species. These species exhibit varying beak sizes and shapes, which are adaptations to their respective primary food sources. For example, the green warbler finch, also known as Certidia olivacea, has a sharp, slender beak used for feeding on small insects. Another example is of the large ground finch, also known as Geospiza magnirostris. It has a short, stocky beak used to crack seeds and nuts. Darwin also observed variations in the characteristics of tortoises in the Galapagos. One group of giant tortoises has longer necks than those on other islands. They also have shells that rise in the front like a saddle. How do these characteristics give them an advantage over their shorter necked counterparts? Those tortoises with long necks and saddle like features in their shells find it easier to lift their heads high to reach more leaves. This resolves disputes over limited food resources. Every species contains variation, and individuals best adapted to the environment survive. They are also more likely to survive long enough to reproduce successfully, passing their successful genes on to the next generation. Natural selection is the engine that drives evolution. What is evolution? Evolution is defined as the changes within species over time. It happens slowly and continuously due to natural selection. However, larger scale changes can be forced by extreme events such as earthquakes, a new predator, a new disease, or a physical separation such as a mountain rising up or a land mass breaking apart. Example: evolution of the horse. Over the past 55 million years, the equine family has undergone a series of changes that have taken them from having three or four functional toes to developing a single hoof. As significant weather changes occurred, single hoofed horses' stronger and more efficient legs allowed them to explore wider territories and access food. Only horses with a single hoof survive today. The next example of evolution is the peppered moth. Peppered moths are known for their light gray color with black spots, helping them blend in with tree trunks covered in lichen. There is also a black variation of peppered moths called melanic, but since they stand out against the lichen covered trunks, they are more likely to be eaten by predators, so they are less common than the lighter colored moths. In the 19th century, black peppered moths thrived in urban areas where industrialization and coal fires caused pollution. The darker moths blended in better with the soot covered tree trunks, making them less visible to predators. This gave them an advantage in survival and reproduction, increasing their population compared to the lighter colored moths. In the mid 20th century, controls were introduced to reduce air pollution. Tree trunks became cleaner and lichen growth increased. This encouraged the resurgence of the population of lighter colored peppered moths. Evolution and natural selection also apply to plants. Some species of clover, for example, developed a mutation that caused poison cyanide to form in their cells. This makes them taste bitter, making them less likely to be eaten. However, the cyanide can kill the plant when temperatures drop below freezing. Thus, cyanide producing clovers are more favored in warm climates. Let's revise the key concepts. Variation means small differences between individuals of a species. Natural selection means those best adapted to the environment are more likely to survive. Evolution means changes in the species that happen over time.